TBISC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Empowerment USA. TNS Media Group is the team and the family. The question that we have today in regards to the NFL, the Super Bowl, everybody knows the Eagles are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is coming up in a few weeks, maybe another week or so, next weekend when they'll play. Do we think that the Super Bowl will be, the outcome of the Super Bowl will be at the hands of the refs, meaning the refs will make some bad calls to change the momentum of the game in the favor of the Kansas City Chiefs? Do you think that they want to see the Chiefs do a three-peat? Do you think that they want to, or they had the refs call the game in favor of the Eagles? Do you think that it's right for the referees to control the tempo of the game by making, biased calls?
I would think that the refs would do a clean. I would like to think that the refs would get out there and do a clean game. But what I have been seeing, that a lot of things been going sideways, certain ways for certain teams. Certain teams get calls and certain teams just don't get calls. Is it fair? No, that's not fair, especially on a big stage like the Super Bowl. This is where everything is at. Everything is on the line. This is the last game of the season. These two teams both has fought individually in their conferences to make it here, and for the refs to go in there and call that game biased to one team or the other, that's real bad, real bad officiating, real. But like I said, I would like to think that it will be called clean by these refs. But from me observing the game leading up to the Super Bowl, you see certain teams get certain calls.
Yeah.
Like we see Patrick Mahomes get certain calls.
Yeah.
That may have affected the other team as in to making a comeback or even to keep a lead in the game they were in against the Chiefs.
Most notably the Houston Texans game versus Kansas City. And even, you see the calls against the Buffalo Bills, you see that they're making some calls in favor of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we could be being biased, but it's happening a lot.
It's happening fluidly. It's giving you an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on here? It's some backwards side gambling that we don't know about, and another team needs to win. Because now all these questions come to mind when you see this repeatedly. Mm-hmm. You're human. What else? Why is this happening?
Exactly.
You first of all, you got it happening in the first place. Now you got to have why is this happening? Why is you favoring this team if you are doing that? Why? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because they want. I don't know. I just hope that this game is called clean on both sides of the ball. Because I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. I want to see my Eagles win. But if they make a mistake, they get penalized for that. Because I want the same thing on the other side of the ball when the other team gets the ball.
Yeah, because a lot of people were complaining about Patrick Mahomes. The play he got just touched, and they called 15-yard penalty, roughing the passer. And then the holding calls on that they call and saying holding on defense, so forth and so on. It changes, like I said, it changes the momentum of the game.
Yes,
now,
it changes the whole complex of the game.
Ultimately, the players now they go from a third and 10. Or then you get called for roughing the pass now, and now there's a first and 10.
Yeah.
And you just really stop them and get the ball back, and then you get opportunity to score. But these calls are changing the dynamic of the game, which enables the players to kind of really get in a rhythm.
It takes an oomph out of you. You done sat here and fought with this offensive lineman if you're on defense, and you done fought past tight ends to get to this quarterback, and to be flagged of something that was that really will virtually not get called. Mm-hmm. And then you knew this down that you had him, it was y'all get the ball back. Yeah. So now they got a fresh set of downs. You right back on defense after that tiring, exhausting series that y'all put in just to stop these men. Yeah. And for that to carry on, that's not cool, man.
And this is something that's been going on around the league. You hear a lot of people talking about, you done heard Hall of Famers like Terrell Owens speak about it. You done heard Shady McCoy, Deshaun Jackson. You done heard coaches.
You heard the whole Houston
speaking
team
about it. Yeah,
the whole Houston team got up on the stadium and talked about what's going on, what they think that happened.
Yeah,
because I can see if you had one or two disgruntled players or coaches that's screaming about that, because you're gonna always have that. Oh, the refs, you're gonna always have that. But when it's out blank and you have all your players, all your coaches, even probably the GM and all that speaking on this, is something that everybody is seeing, as a whole. And the mass is usually not lying.
Yeah, and I would hate to see the Super Bowl destroyed by some bonehead calls or some biased calls by referees, just changing the momentum of the game and allowing the outcome of penalty to determine who's the winner of a Super Bowl at such a magnitude.
A Super Bowl. What you saying,
Bowl.
Toffee? A Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To determine the outcome of the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs or regular season games, to make it to this point, the Super Bowl that we're conferring about today. But in the Super Bowl, you make a call that can change the whole complexion of this game.
You know, and another thing too that you see a lot, like they say, you can probably call holding on every play in the NFL.
Right, and you let some go and you call some.
But it's just like, if you're gonna keep your whistle in your pocket at a certain time, don't blow the game or call the game or throw a flag in the most detrimental points.
Don't let your flag be the deciding factor of the game.
Yeah, unless it's like outrageously
exactly.
something where you gotta call it. Like, but these referees is just like, let the players play. I didn't see the quarterback slide and if somebody just touch him too rough, you call and throwing the penalty. Like
that's deciding the game. That right there. It's certainly you know it's petty. This is a rough sport. This is a violent sport. So we're giving you the position of being judges in a violent sport, first and foremost. So you got to judge, was this a malicious violent act or was this a football violent act? Mm-hmm. Then this is when the flag comes, when you make a ruling on this. So you already got a heavy job, refs. And I understand I couldn't do that for the life of me. And I understand your job. But to sit there and say something happened that didn't happen, or say something overly happened that didn't overly happen, you got a quarterback sliding and someone already is breaking down momentum from going to tackle him just in case he don't slide, and roughly pushes him. Come on, you the judge between that. Don't let that be the deciding factor on a stage that's so high. That's all, refs.
And do you think the NFL is kind of paying close attention, or do you think they're in on it?
Yes, because we're not the only ones talking about it. It's a spotlight on it now.
In regards to what? What do you mean?
In regards to these refs.
So,
in regards to these refs officiating these games and the outcome being altered by the ref's decision to call what he's going to call, not the play of the actual players on the field. That's all. And it's definitely a spotlight on it.
Okay, so we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens in regards to this game, but I want everyone to pay attention to these referees and these calls that they're giving Patrick Mahomes, and just really pay attention to it, and understand that.
And not to say, not to say that this is going to go on, because these refs might well just get out here and officiate a clean game. We might be hollering that we ain't getting no flags, but that could be a form of what we talking about too.
Vice versa, You can't just give the flags to the other team.
You're right.
You gotta call it fair on both sides.
Exactly.
You can't just, if you can throw a flag on Patrick Mahomes being pushed to the ground, you better call a flag when Hurst get pushed to the ground as well.
Yeah, because you best believe he's going to get pushed to the ground just as well as he is.
Yeah, I think the Eagles, it didn't I don't really want to speak about it too much about the actual game, but I just want to speak about the refs. So you have to call a fair game. Whatever you call on that side, you got to call on this side. And don't just throw the flag just because you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. It's TBIC, best. You need home care services for yourself, but you don't know where to begin. Please allow Mecca Care to help you. Call now, 215-644-8341.